One of the concepts that we deal with in communication is the whole concept of channel or channel selection. And this has a lot to do with the importance of the message being delivered. Because there's been all sorts of research that goes on to how much communication can take place in any particular channel. And I'll give you some quick examples. Most of us are familiar, would know that face-to-face is the richest form of communication. Why? Because there's so much more that goes on than just the message that I'm trying to deliver. If you look at communication in several different ways, if you look at just the verbal component, the thing that's written on a sheet of paper that's trying to be communicated. Think of a computer voice that's reading back. That's the verbal part. That transmits a particular amount of information. But if we add to that some of the other parts that take place in face-to-face communication, like vocal, the voice, the intonation, the volume, those kinds of things that go along with it, those are very important. And then, on top of that, in face-to-face, we have facial expressions and body language. So if we have an important message to deliver, something that's very important to the organization, we usually, or to the person, we usually would choose a face-to-face communication channel. Now, going down from that, fortunately we live in a day where we've got teleconferencing, we can add that in, that's the next level down. We got phone, that at least picks up the verbal and the vocal. And then you've got, after that, other channels of communication that are more digital, so emails and memos and those kind of things, written communication forms that convey less of the message. But sometimes we choose those depending on what we're trying to convey. If I'm trying to announce the company picnic, for example, and I've got 800 employees, that's a relatively routine message. And not only that, it's kind of important that people have a backup copy. And so I might choose to send out a memo or an email for that because people can say, yeah, okay, and they can put it in their books. And when they come back to it, they can say, all right, where was the address for that? So face-to-face communication is important for spontaneity and those kind of things, but it also lacks a little bit in creating a record. The channel that we choose is related to the message that we're delivering. If it's an important message, something we get across, face-to-face. If it's less important, needs a record, then we choose one of the written forms.